Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus, here live on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It's the end of the week, Friday the 20th of October 2017. Let's have a look at what's making the news. So to start off with, in the Telegraph, at least 6 million mobile contract holders are being charged for mobile phones that they have already paid for, this is according to their report, due to providers not telling them that they have finished paying off the cost of their phone and only need to keep on paying for their tariff rates, so their text messages and calls and internet service and stuff like that. Citizens Advice have called on 3 of the 4 largest mobile phone providers, that's Vodafone, EE and 3, to stop the practice. That's quite an interesting story. Pick up a Telegraph if you're interested in reading more of that. Next up, in The Guardian, nearly a third of Oxford colleges, I should say, failed to admit a single black A-level student in 2015. This is part of an investigation by The Guardian, but it's also done with former Education Minister David Lammy. He accused the university of social apartheid over its admissions policies, and he requested the ethnicity data from Oxford and Cambridge in 2016, with Oxford only releasing the data yesterday for this report. Let's look in focus then at the main story, though, which is Brexit. Now, Theresa May was in Europe yesterday. She was at the European Council's meeting with other leaders, presidents and prime ministers, and she was there with the agenda of sorting out Brexit and what's going to happen in terms of the talks deadline. She wanted guarantees that Britain could progress on to talking with the EU about free trade agreements, future relationships. However, it doesn't look to have been as straightforward as that. Telegraph here saying, "Give me a deal to defend," May ask EU. She's rejected the demands from the EU that the UK is going to have to cough up a massive divorce bill of sort of 50-60 billion in order to continue on to trade talks. She's wanting to, what she calls for, a joint effort and endeavour and negotiations to be conducted in a new spirit so that Britain and the EU can move forward together. Conversely, though, as you can see in the Times, Davis draws up plans for no deal on Brexit talks. Now, they're reporting that Brexit Secretary David Davis is to present an upbeat assessment of a no-deal Brexit scenario to the Cabinet very shortly. And this is what they're saying is in a big shift to Britain's Brexit strategy, definitely towards more considering and preparing for a no-deal scenario. And indeed, it reports as well that David Davis has asked his his department civil servants to begin more preparations around a no-deal scenario as well. This is, of course, different to what Theresa May is wanting to prioritise, which is not walking away from the negotiating table. It's sitting down with them and getting a free trade agreement on the table and in the bag for the UK moving forward. One more story then, this is from City AM. Now, this is not looking good terribly for Theresa May. This is Nicky Morgan, who is a top Conservative MP, basically urging the Prime Minister to pave the way for someone to replace her in the near future as leader of the party, and indeed at the moment that would mean Prime Minister as well. She said it would be difficult for May to lead us in the next general election given this year's campaign. Not all bad news, though. She did say that since the election, which was obviously a very disappointing result for the Conservatives, Theresa May has become more receptive to ideas, both from her own colleagues and businesses. Really interesting interview, exclusive to City AM there. Pick up one of those if you're interested in reading more. But that's pretty much it. You're up for date for today. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and on Twitter right here. But from me, Rob Double, and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic weekend.